Guys, how's everybody doing today? Alright, so check this out. Did you know that you can only ever experience what you are emotionally and visually wired to experience? The way the brain works, your brain, means that whatever you have been seeing a lot, whatever you've been feeling a lot, whatever gives you emotional charge, whatever gives you visual stimulation, the brain takes that information, stores it up there, processes it to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind sends it out as a replay of your reality. If that isn't evidence, if that isn't an eye-opener to show you that your world is like a hologram. Okay? So if you think about this, guys, what you watch a lot of, the programs you're exposing yourself to, the things that you're seeing, they have an impact on the way your life unfolds. So let that sink in. The great news is you also have the ability to choose what elicits emotions and what elicits visual impact in your life. You do. You literally have the option to do that. So what are you going to do about it? That's the question. Now that you know that what I watch and feel is going to make my life a real thing happening in my life. So you have to stop watching and exposing yourself to content, to things that have no purpose to help you to go and achieve your goals. You literally have to stop doing that. You got to stop getting yourself into these reality shows, into other people's lives, into all this stuff, into the daydreaming of other people. You have to stop letting the matrix choose for you. You have to start choosing for yourself. You have to start selecting your own algorithms. You have to start watching and exposing and seeing things that will make you feel confident or feel better about yourself. And the tool you have is your own eyes and your own mind. You know, why do we get addicted to negativity, to the fear, the doubt, and the worry? The reason we get addicted to these things, and the reason we want to keep scrolling and watching these negative things that make us feel down and insightful and depressed, is because of our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind cannot differentiate between right or wrong. Our subconscious mind only accepts what we are emotionally wired and sending to it. So anything that gives up high emotions, which, you know, fear, worry, and doubt and depression are very high emotions, man. They elicit a response from our body, our fight or flight. They increase cortisol in our body. So we're training our brain and our minds to really live in a world that is not conduit to our well-being. And once you realize this, you're being fed a formula, a life that you don't want. So this is time for you to choose your own path, to choose and make your own destiny. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Because now you know the one that really has control is really you. All it takes to snap out of the spell is awareness. Be aware of what's not working for you. Be aware of how you feel. That's it. If you're not feeling good and watching something, if you're not feeling positive and optimistic, change it. You can change it by changing what you watch, changing how you think and what you think. You can literally do that, because what happens when you do that, people, is you are rendering new worlds. That's right. You are creating a new place to live, to exist. You're creating a new reality. Remember what I said now. Where is reality? Inside. What is the reality? Your perception. Your perception is what makes the world look real to you and I. Your eyes, what you see outside is what you're really seeing inside, projected outside. Your thoughts are what you're seeing outside or projected inside. Remember, circumstances can create an effect based on an emotion. Remember I told you about this? I said, look, water, ice, steam, same thing. There's different states, but it's the same thing. Alright? Different states, same thing. So this is what you have to know, that you live where you can have different choices for different experiences. And the one that you choose is the one that you focus on the most. And if you're focusing on it the most, the beauty of this is it usually figures out the best way to manipulate the matrix for you to experience what it is you want. There is no how do I do this? How do I get my goals? How do I figure out? There's none of that. You don't have to entertain that. You don't have to figure that out. You just have to allow yourself to be in that state of feeling, of being, what it would look like, what it would feel like, act as if. That's all it comes down to. Once you get into that state, the rest is handled by your powerful unconscious mind. The subconscious mind now will come in and take care of all the other stuff for you. So never entertain that. Someone says, Mark, how do you release the resistance? I seen a comment here about the resistance factor here. You know, the number one cause of resistance, guys, is us trying to figure out how we're going to get what we want to get. We're trying to figure out the means. We're trying to see the pathway. We're trying to see the way to get it. And then we get stuck because we can't see it. We're constantly messing up the system. We're constantly sabotaging the system. It's like you're sabotaging your own self. They didn't give you the memo in school. The memo says, stop trying to figure out the way you are going to get your manifestation. Stop doing it. You don't need to figure anything out. All your job is primarily to see what you want, to feel what you want, to expect what you want, to repeat it, to act like it's already done, it's coming, however you want to do it your way. That is your job. The universe's job is to figure out how. Because here's something you have to consider. Best way I want to put it so you can understand this. You're not that smart as you think you are. None of us are. We're not that intelligent. I don't care if you have a PhD. You're still not smarter than the universe. You're still not smarter than the subconscious. You're still not smarter than the higher self. So stop doing it. Because you're only going to get in your own way. That's the truth. The fact is, the part of the brain that we use, 5%. That's it. It will only get you in trouble. It will only get you more frustrated if you're out there trying to figure out how, when you're going to get what you want to get. And here's the reason why you should never entertain figuring out how your desires are going to come true. Because 99% of the time, you will never figure out how your desires are going to come true. And because you can't figure out how your desires are going to come true, it's going to put you in a state of depression and anxiety. That's why you should never do it. All you should ever do is live as if it's coming. See it. Feel what it's like to have it. You have to be delusional, a little delusional with your self-perception. This is the only way to make reality the way you want to make it. This goes beyond popular thinking, beyond the logical structure of our language, of our thoughts, of our actions. it goes totally against it. And yes, it goes totally against it because the logical structure that we were taught and you were taught in school is incorrect. That's not how it works. This is the way it really works. It's difficult to do this because when your mind has been habitualized to a certain pattern, it's very stubborn and it wants to continue to take charge and say, this is how it's going to happen. I don't see any other way. I don't even know. So you have to trust yourself, my friends. You have to trust the process. You have to trust what you truly are. You got to do that. They don't teach you to trust yourself. Only you can trust yourself. There's everything inside of you right now is ready to come out to help you to get your best life. Now, here's another one. You know, a lot of people, a lot of you guys, everybody, they're struggling with life. They're struggling with figuring themselves out, and they're struggling with living their dream. And here's what happens. We get impatient. We start to feel like it's supposed to happen at this time. We start to feel like we should already be there. This is too long. I should already been where my desire. I should already have that. Far. Listen. All right, check this out. Number one, you can't be anywhere but now. Number two, there's nowhere to be except now. Number three, all there is now. Number four, all things exist simultaneously and they're entangled. So there, you cannot go somewhere. You cannot be somewhere. That is only in your foolish mind. It's your own ego that is deceiving you and telling you you have to be somewhere. You have to achieve this already. You have to be at that state. That is totally incorrect. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. You have to trust the process. You will get to where you want to go if you accept where you are is a stepping stone towards that goal. You will get to where you want to go if you accept where you are right now is temporary. You will get to where you want to go if you accept that everything is in a constant state of change. You will get to where you want to go. You will manifest whatever it is that you want when you understand nothing is ever at rest. You will get to where you want to go when you understand this one. Here's a drum roll. No such thing exists as stuck. You cannot be stuck. It's impossible to be stuck. Stuck is a perception, it's an illusion, it's a folly, it's a mind trick. It's your consciousness, it's your ego. How are these things true, Mark? Let's dive into the quantum world. Let's go quantum. From quantum physics, you get this world. So it means the answers have to be in the quantum, not in this world. From the quantum is this world. Correct? Agreed? Let's jump there. The word stuck. I feel stuck. I feel like my manifestation is not coming. I don't see any movement. I don't see any evidence. I have one question to ask you. Can any human being see with their eyes the quantum world? You can't see it. Can you see your cells? Can you see the molecules of your cells? They exist. You know what's inside of the molecules? The atomic world. You can't see those things without instruments. Oh, here's the next folly. I have to see it to believe it, man. I just gave you proof that there's things happening inside of you right now that you can't see and fathom. Cells dividing right now, billion cells, millions of cells. You just lost a million cell right now. Divided, new cells are being created right now. You can't see that stuff. You cannot be at rest. You cannot be stuck, people. As long as you have your vision, as long as you have your goals, as long as you have your image of what you want, as long as you have the scene, as long as you have the feeling of it, as long as you have those things, and as long as you repeat them and you keep them in your mind and keep them at forefront without the attachment of it, they must become your experience. So everybody get out of the word stuck. It's impossible to be stuck. What's happening is, guys, you are unaware of the real world working behind the scenes. You cannot see the non-physical because you aren't created and designed to see the non-physical. We were created here in this matrix to only perceive 2% of the real stuff. This is a game to us. So once you kind of understand the makeup of the world, the system, then it becomes easier for you to navigate your way to success. Now you can start to live in your own path. Because now when someone realizes they're never stuck and their mind tells them they're stuck, and you say to your mind, we're not stuck, you're going to override your mind because you have knowledge and understanding of the quantum world. The quantum world is the real world. From the quantum world comes the illusionary world, which is what we're seeing. Our world is born from the quantum world. You know what the quantum world is? Transparent world, energy world. There's no physical structure in the quantum world. There is no real. There is no hard. There is no structure. There is nothing that you can touch, taste, feel in the quantum world. This is the birth. This world is the quantum world. So what does it tell you? It tells you that this world have to be a projection. It have to be a holographic world. It have to be a mind movie world. It have to be like a dream world. It have to be like an image world. Because I'll go back to show you again. In the quantum world, there's no such thing as smell, taste, touch, feel, hear. Nothing exists there. Everything is energy, atoms, particles dancing in wave. So if you are watching this and you are here watching this, you got to look at yourself and look at your hands and look at and say, well, I'm not really real. I'm a dream. I'm an avatar. What do I use to control this avatar? My consciousness. That's my VR set. So if all of this stuff isn't really real, so I can actually change my physical environment? Yes, you can. How do I change my physical environment? Repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition. Alright. So those are dimes I want to drop for you guys so you can keep more aware. And always remember to learn more. My book's here. If you want to manifest to win the lottery, you can do that too in this dream world. I've done it. Here's the book. You can learn how to do it. If you want to take it and learn how the game works again, here it is. Cheat code. I'll put the links in the pinned comments. And if you want to even get it to the higher level and you want to get a one-on-one mentoring session with me so I can teach you more and show you, set a system for you, you can enter my mentoring program. The link will be in the pinned comments. That's right. Here's the last one. I see the comments. Check this out. I'm going to answer this question for you guys. You ready for it? I'm going to leave you with something deep to think about. When you think about something, to answer your question here, when you think, go ahead and think about something right now. Whatever you just thought about, it has existed. It is something happening in another dimension, in another reality, in another copy of you right now. Go ahead, think of anything. Anything you can think of right now. You have just created a world where it exists. How is it possible? People. Okay, I gotta put this in an easy way for you to understand this. And I'm getting it now so you can really get it. Alright. Since you can't create anything, everything is already here and now. There's nothing to create. It's all here and now. So that means If you couldn't think of it, it cannot exist. Because you can think of it, it exists someplace. It's just not your place. It's not here where you're living, in your dimension. But it exists in another dimension, in another frequency, where you can tap into it. Because everything is happening now. Everything is existing now. Everything is entangled now. And anything that you can think of, it is already happening somewhere and existing somewhere. Let that boggle your brain. And I'll see you next time.